Tokyo, where tradition meets the ultramodern. A travel guide by PalapaVibez.com.
There is a moment that happens to almost every first-time visitor to Tokyo.
Picture this. You are standing beneath the vermilion torii gates of a centuries-old Shinto shrine, incense curling through cedar beams, absolute silence around you. And then you turn a corner and you are standing in front of a 7-story building covered in LED screens, selling everything from anime merchandise to freshly pressed shirts from a vending machine.
Tokyo does not ask you to choose between ancient and futuristic. It hands you both in a single city block.
And once you understand that this is not a contradiction but a design principle, the city opens up in ways that are genuinely unlike anywhere else on Earth.
This is your complete guide to Tokyo. Now let's get into it.
Tokyo is the most populous metropolitan area on the planet, home to nearly 14 million people in the city proper and approximately 37 million in the greater metro area.
It spreads across 23 special wards and dozens of distinct neighborhoods, each with its own personality, its own food scene, and its own reason to spend an entire day there. Shimokitazawa has vintage clothing shops and live music venues. Yanaka has cat-filled alleyways and old wooden temples that survived the wartime bombing.
Genji has punk rock izakayas that stay open until dawn, all of it connected by one of the most precise rail networks ever built.
The best time to visit is March through May for cherry blossom season, or October through November for autumn foliage.
Both windows draw large crowds for good reason. Tokyo and cherry blossom season is one of the most beautiful things you can experience as a traveler anywhere in the world.
The daily budget runs between 15,000 and 40,000 Japanese yen, roughly 100 to 270 US dollars per person, depending on accommodation and dining choices.
Tokyo has a reputation for being expensive, and fine dining here can justify that reputation completely. But it also has extraordinary food at every price point, including meals that cost less than $3 and taste like they should cost $30. The currency is the Japanese yen, and tipping is not customary here and can actually cause confusion. Exceptional service is simply the baseline in Japan, not something that requires extra acknowledgement. Do not tip. It is genuinely not expected. Senso-ji is Tokyo's oldest Buddhist temple, dating to the year 645 AD, and it remains one of the most visually extraordinary places in the entire city.
The Kamineramon Thunder Gate with its massive red lantern is the iconic entry point.
Beyond it, the Nakamai shopping street leads to the main hall through a corridor of traditional craft and food stalls.
Come early morning before the crowds arrive and the atmosphere is close to magical.
Shibuya Crossing is the most famous pedestrian intersection in the world.
When the lights change, pedestrians surge from all directions simultaneously, up to 3,000 people crossing at once in a perfectly choreographed human wave. The best view is from above, at the Shibuya Sky Observation Deck on the roof of the Scramble Square Tower, where the full scale of the crossing becomes genuinely overwhelming. Meiji Shrine sits within 170 acres of forested parkland in the heart of Harajuku, a pocket of silence so complete that you genuinely forget 9 million people live within a few kilometers.
The forest is over 100 years old, planted specifically when the shrine was built in 1920. The transition from the street into that forest is one of the more jarring and beautiful experiences Tokyo offers. Akihabara is Electric Town, a neon-lit neighborhood of multi-story electronics emporiums, anime merchandise stores, gaming arcades, and maid cafes that operates at a frequency entirely its own. Even if none of those things are your primary interest, the sheer sensory intensity of Akihabara at night is worth the trip.
TeamLab Borderless, now relocated to Azabudai Hills, is one of the most immersive digital art experiences on the planet. Rooms full of projected light and movement that respond to your presence, with no boundaries between installations.
It is the kind of experience that photographs cannot capture, and that justifies planning your Tokyo itinerary around it. Tsukiji Outer Market continues to serve some of the freshest seafood in any city in the world from its street-side stalls. Uni, otoro, tamago, and grilled scallops that people line up for before the sun is fully up.
Tokyo holds more Michelin stars than any other city on Earth. That is not a boast.
It is a fact about a city where the standard of cooking at every level, from 7-seat omakase counters to standing-only soba shops, is simply unlike anywhere else.
Tsukiji Jiro is perhaps the most famous sushi restaurant in the world.
A 10-seat counter in Ginza where Jiro Ono has spent decades perfecting idome sushi to a standard that earned the restaurant 3 Michelin stars and a documentary.
Reservations require connections through a hotel concierge and must be secured months in advance. It is not accessible to walk-ins, and the omakase is expensive.
It is also one of the most singular dining experiences available to anyone, anywhere.
Ichiran Ramen operates on a completely different philosophy. Individual booths separate diners from each other.
A paper form lets you customize every element of your tonkatsu ramen: broth richness, noodle firmness, spice level, toppings, before a small bamboo curtain rises to reveal your bowl.
It sounds gimmicky, but the ramen is extraordinary. Den in Jimbuko serves modern kaiseki with a sense of humor and a playfulness that is rare in Japanese fine dining.
Chef Zayu Hasegawa's tasting menus have earned the restaurant a place on the world's 50 best list and a reputation for food that surprises even people who think they know Japanese cuisine well.
And do not underestimate Tokyo's convenience store food. The onigiri, the egg salad sandwiches, the hot foods at the counter.
All of it is genuinely good in a way that will permanently recalibrate your expectations of what convenience store food can be. The Park Hyatt Tokyo is where Lost in Translation was filmed, and it has been a pilgrimage destination for a certain kind of traveler ever since.
The New York bar on the 52nd floor with panoramic views over Shinjuku's glittering sprawl is worth visiting even if you're not staying there. The hotel itself remains one of the most atmospheric luxury stays in the city. Aman Tokyo occupies the upper floors of the Adamaki Tower, with rooms of such scale and restraint that the experience feels closer to a private residence than a hotel. The spa is one of the largest in the city, and the Japanese garden aesthetics throughout the property create a sense of calm that is remarkable given the location.
The Peninsula Tokyo on the edge of Marunouchi offers imperial palace garden views and the kind of service that anticipates your preferences before you articulate them.
Hoshinoya Tokyo is a vertical ryokan experience in the financial district. Onsen baths, tatami-lined rooms, and kaiseki dining stacked inside a contemporary tower. It is the most specifically Japanese hotel experience available in the city.
Most international visitors arrive at Narita International Airport, located roughly 60 kilometers east of central Tokyo. The Narita Express, known as the NX, connects Narita to Tokyo Station in approximately 55 minutes. The Kaisei Skyliner reaches Ueno Station in 36 minutes for a lower fare.
Haneda Airport handles a growing share of international flights and is significantly closer to the city center.
From Haneda, the Tokyo Monorail or Keikyu line will have you in the city in about 20 minutes, a meaningful advantage over Narita if your airline offers the route. Flight time from New York is approximately 13 to 14 hours non-stop. From Los Angeles, it is about 11 hours. And from London, roughly 12 hours.
Once in Tokyo, the rail network is your primary tool. A Suica or Pasmo IC card loaded with credit taps you through every train gate, bus, and even many convenience store checkouts. The system covers 13 metro lines and the extensive JR network. It is one of the most reliable and punctual transit systems in the world. Trains run to the second, and delays of more than a minute are considered notable events.
A few things that will make a real difference to your experience. Carry cash. Tokyo has improved significantly for card acceptance in recent years, but many smaller restaurants, shrines, and specialty shops remain cash only. Having yen in your wallet prevents awkward moments at exactly the places worth eating at.
Rent a pocket Wi-Fi device at the airport or purchase an eSIM before you arrive. Coverage is seamless across the city, and the navigation and translation apps you will rely on require a consistent connection.
Learn 2 phrases before you land. Sumimasen means excuse me, and works for getting attention, apologizing for bumping into someone, and flagging down a waiter.
Arigatou gozaimasu means thank you and will be used dozens of times per day. Both earn genuine warmth from locals who appreciate any effort with the language.
Etiquette matters in Japan in ways that affect how welcomed you feel. Keep your voice low on trains. Never eat while walking. Remove your shoes when entering homes and some restaurants. Carry a small bag for your trash because public bins are scarce. None of these require effort once you understand them as expressions of respect rather than restrictions.
Tokyo is consistently ranked among the safest major cities in the world. Lost wallets are routinely turned into police boxes. Violent crime against tourists is exceptionally rare. The standard of public cleanliness and order is something that leaves most visitors genuinely astonished. Tokyo does not just meet expectations, it dismantles them and rebuilds something better.
Every neighborhood tells a different story. Every meal feels like it was made by someone who has spent their life perfecting that single dish.
Every moment of contradiction, the ancient shrine and the neon arcade, the silent forest and the screaming crossing, resolves into something that only makes sense once you're standing inside it. Whatever version of Tokyo you came for, the food, the temples, the technology, the sheer scale of it, you will leave wanting to come back. Almost everyone does.
When you are ready to plan your trip, search flights and hotels at PalapaVibez.com. The link is in the description. We will help you find the best deal and get you there. If this video helped you, like, subscribe, and follow for more travel guides every week. And drop a comment below. What is the one thing about Tokyo that surprises you most? Or if you have been, what was the moment the city completely won you over? We read every single comment and we would love to know.